The second strategy is a low risk, high reward strategy where I'm asking you to consider 4 candles the minimum. So let's look at this area here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if it swings back down, okay, I would say to you, listen, bag 200 shares risking $100. If you see an area of resistance on a down stock, I want you to short it underneath, cover it 6 cents ish above, and whatever this differential is here. Say you short this stock 10 cents underneath support and you're covering 6 cents on top. That's 16 cents. Okay, here it's 50 cents. 50 cents trading the extreme. Here you're just going to peg an area of resistance on a down stock, get right up underneath it on your short, cover reasonably above, and in this example, if you can find a 16-cent differential, you can get 500 shares, because 500 shares times 16 cents is $80 of risk. So of course, in my opinion, this is the more optimal trade because you're risking less, $80 instead of 100, and you have more shares, 500 instead of 200. So that's very simple pattern. But and on the up stock, the same thing. Up stock, up. I don't care how long it goes up. Eventually it goes down. And if this is not 4 minimum, if it's 2 or 3, that's not enough. Okay, it's not enough to call support. So we're going to put a trigger order here, and then you measure the difference underneath here, and then you plus 6 cents underneath. So whatever this differential is over here, if it's a 30 cents difference, you know, you're going to do 300 shares for $90 of risk. Okay, so that's this particular cup break on the upstock. Upstock gaps up, backs off the high and goes through the high. We like that behavior as long as it happens. Well, my opinion, I should say, my opinion is that I like when it happens by no later than 10:15. Maybe 10:20, I don't know. Give or take 5 minutes on each side at 10:15 Eastern time. So 45 minutes. Within the first 45 minutes are the best breaks, up or down on these cups. And otherwise, if it doesn't happen, okay, very simple. Up stock backs off, goes through any place you want to call support, 4 candles minimum. Any place you call support. Buy it above, stop loss below. Now, what you want is for this differential on the secondary trade. Here we're talking about the low risk, high reward trade. This trade here, you want to catch a differential of 20 cents. Okay, because here you can put 500 shares on, and that's $100 of risk with a 20-cent differential. Okay, if you're paying up here for it and you're chasing it off of support, and this becomes a 30-cent difference, then that's not now that's back to 300 shares times 30 cents is $90. That's not low risk, high reward anymore. Now you're compromising yourself because you're paying off the line. I want you to buy it on the line, as close to the line as possible, and make this a low risk trade. Okay, really quick, I'm going to breeze through what you're going to see me do this morning. Once I compile a list quickly this morning, the first thing I'm going to look at is the volume. Number 1, you can disqualify a lot of stocks. Yes, they're pre-screened to trade over 750,000 a day. And we're expecting 1, 2, 3 million from these stocks. But unless that volume is more than 300,000 shares when you're looking at it, whatever time you're looking at it, don't trade it. Go to the next stock. That's number 1. Number 2 is the catalyst strength. The catalyst strength is found in this second column right here. Percentage change is what I call the catalyst strength. It's also right here in this box. If I just put up IBM, for example, it's a 1/10 of 1%. This is nothing. The minimum catalyst strength is 1.5%. Okay, you're going to find stuff on the list that's up 3, 5, 7% and down 3, 5, 7. If the catalyst is not, if the news is not worthy to be at least a 1.5% catalyst, then stay away. Go to the next one. The third thing you're going to look at and size up is the difference between the bid and the offer. If you look at IBM, and we're never going to trade IBM because it's over $90, but it's 160 and 54 cents bid, 160 and 63 cents offer. So here you have an 8-cent spread at the moment. Well, now it's just a penny. Okay, now it's tightening up. Now it's actually what they call a locked market, but this guy on the offer only has less than 100 shares. Oh, now it's a crossed market. See, the bid is higher than the, okay, that's because it's got to settle down. In any event, the third component is the difference between the bid and the offer. Because when I want you to buy, when you buy 500 shares and the spread is 10 cents, and you're doing a market order, that means you're down 50 bucks right off the bat. So find something where the spread is just a few pennies. Okay. The fourth component is whether or not the stock is clearly directional. Clearly directional has multiple meanings. Number one, since your only rule is to go long up stocks and to short down stocks, you have to decide whether or not you feel comfortable shorting a stock when the Dow Jones Industrial Average this morning is up 100 points. Here's the Dow, big gap up on the open. Here's where it closed, dotted white line, big gap up, and you can see top left here, the Dow is up 104 points. So again, clearly directional. Are you going to short a stock in a market up 100? Or maybe that might turn you off. The other thing too is whether or not the stock gaps up on the open. Does it open where it closes yesterday? Does it open down and then go up? Or is it clearly a gap up on the open? Okay, that's the fourth component. Number five, again, is the incremental chart movement. What increments is the chart moving in? If you look at this chart right here on International Paper, you can see 55, 55, 15, 55, 20, 55, 25. So this is a nickel chart. And if you recall yesterday, I breezed past and I said 10 cents is your minimum because you don't make any money on a nickel chart. And 50 cents is your maximum. I like the middle, a 20 and 25 cent chart. Okay. Next component of the checklist is the tails. The tails. You have to size up the tails. The tails on the candle. The chart has to show every share that trades, even if it's less than 100 shares. Could have traded at this low of 55.22. Okay, but the body of volume, the 13,000 shares that traded in this second candle, took place in the body of the candle itself, the body of volume and the body of the candle. So I'm asking you to consider the tails and what they're worth, because how do you set a 6-cent stop loss if these tails are flying around and they're worth 20 cents? Okay, it's suicide. So size up the tails, and usually you're going to see tails in the morning in our stocks because they're very volatile on the open, and they take about a half hour to settle down. So expect tails in the morning, but tails mean danger. Now, only after all those components, you could put a check mark, and if you're going to compromise yourself on one of them, then that's up to you. But you really want all the stars aligned. And I say 4 candles is the minimum for support, 5 and 6 even better. The same thing with resistance. So Joe, I only want to hear about support on an up stock and resistance on a down stock. Okay. So let's quickly compile a list this morning. We are running a little late. So let's see. And again, how I do that is the following. First of all, I'm going to go to the best catalysts, which are earnings, an earnings report. Earnings report, again, is like the quarterly report card. So what we do on FinViz is we're going to check yesterday after the market closed because it didn't have a chance to trade yet, as the catalyst underneath it this morning, which is this GBT. You can see this GBT. And the other ones are today before the market open. We have 4, I think, or 3. Okay, so let me add right here. I'm going to add GBT right off the bat because it came out with, excuse me, GBT. Okay, here's the GBT. Nothing happening yet, but that's all right. We're going to load 20 names and see what happens. Then we have these 3. Okay. HDS. Okay. All right. So we only have nominal earning stocks today, just 4 to be exact. The next source I want to also see too is I'm going to run by Briefing. Now, Briefing is a place that I'm going to go to for guidance, earnings guidance. It's not the actual earnings report. This is where these companies this morning had a conference call with the analysts, and the estimate for Delta in the first quarter, now we're not going to go into this deep, but first quarter estimates by all of the analysts was 77 cents. The company guided lower. They said our earnings per share is going to be 65 to 75. Now, we don't know if Delta is between 20 and 90 and trades at least 750,000 shares. So for that, you're going to go to Yahoo Finance and cross-reference your stocks. So just put in the symbol here, and this is what you're going to do for yourself starting Thursday morning. So on this Delta, here we see the quote on Delta. And specifically what I want you to look at is the average daily volume. It's 8.4 million, okay? And you can see the price is between 20 and 90. So we're going to add Delta to the list this morning. Never mind the cap. Give it some time, and we can delete later on. But only three components you're checking is price, volume, and if there's a catalyst. And earnings guidance is a catalyst. We already have this DKS, DSW. Okay, I don't care what these numbers are. It looks like they expected 164, and they're going right in the middle. But specifically, I just want to see the price and the average daily volume. $20 and 1,000,005. Yes, I'm going to add DSW. Up 6%. Look at this. Okay. What else do we have on DSW? UAL. I think this is an expensive. GDS, we have ANTM. What is the price and how many shares a day does ANTM trade? I don't know. ANTM, right? Okay. Okay, 220, no good. Let's go back. HDS we have, and UAL. I'm pretty sure that United Airlines is pretty expensive stock. Oh, 72, good, good, good. $72 and 4.8 million shares a day on average. So I'm going to add UAL. Okay, and right now we're just compiling a list. Look, we're only 5 candles in this morning. The market is up 160 points, and it's only 9:42. So no rush. God bless you. No rush to jump in, and no rush. Let the chart play out a little bit. Now we're not trading individual stocks. Excuse me. We're not trading pro shares. Excuse me, like pro shares or Direxion or Velocity shares. It has to say incorporated or corporation. I just want to check Micron this morning, MU. Yeah, it looks like MU is good. It trades 17 million this morning. Okay. Also, Joe, when you also have to watch, I would consider watching CNBC. These are live quotes going by, and I can look at the scroll here and pick out stocks between $20 and $90, and I can look at how much they're up or down, and in my head I can figure out what the percentage change is. But I don't know what the average daily volume is. So I also want to cross-reference these stocks again on Yahoo Finance. Like right now, I'm seeing a number of companies go by, but I'm specifically incidentally, Joe, do you have CNBC?
Yes, I do.
You do? Okay. All right. I just saw DVA go by. But I don't know. It's down 3%, and it trades 1,000,005. Okay, so that's going to be good. I'm going to add this stock as I compile my list, DVA. I'm still looking at seeing what's going by. Qualcomm should be on this list this morning too. Here's the Qualcomm, 8 million shares, $60 stock, down 3%. And check it out here, just as a visual. Again, the first thing I look at is the volume, 8 million. The catalyst, strong, down 3.5%, although the market is down up 176 points. I can only short this stock. Look at the spread between the bid and the offer, 60.64, 60.65, just a penny. Look at the increments on the chart, 61.25, 61.50, 61.75. So this is a quarter moving chart, okay? And it's underneath this dotted white line. This is obviously a down stock. So don't be confused that the candles are green. It's still a down stock, but it's working its way up. So again, here's that first candle I tell you to disregard. And here's where you would, down stock gaps down, attempts the recovery, goes through the low. So whether the stock goes through the low, we don't know yet. I would much rather see some resistance over here. And I did ask you to make another notation yesterday. It didn't mean anything yesterday, but I'm going to reiterate, respect whole numbers and half numbers for the reasons I laid out yesterday. There are always sellers on the way up. Look how this stock stopped at 61 as a whole number. And this next one here, 60.90, and here's a tail that flew through, but if I hold my mouse on top of the crosshairs on top of the body of this candle, it looks like 60.94.95. So it's not uncommon to see resistance at 50 cents and whole numbers on the way up and buyers on the way down. So again, okay, just squirrel that thought away because that's going to be very useful as you strategize and plan your trades, where to get in and where to get out. Okay, I also see Intel moving around this morning here. Let's take a look at INTC, up 3%. Look how this chart is moving, 52, 52.13, 52.25. So here you have, this is really an eighth chart, but they don't round it off to 12.5 cents, so they just call it 13 cents. Again, 10 cents is your minimum. So here's a 13-cent chart, okay, and here's a quarter chart so far. Here's a 20-cent chart. If you look at the increments here, 70, 70, 20. Okay, here's Micron is another quarter chart. This is a 10-cent chart. Look at 72.10, 72.20, 72.30. DSW, another 13-cent chart. Dick's Sporting Good here, there's a 20-cent chart. HDS, 20-cent chart. We haven't had any 50-cent charts yet, but okay. All right, so I'm going to continue to compile my list. I only have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 names right now. So I'm just watching CNBC. We're only on candle 6. And again, 6 is your minimum. And new traders should wait closer to 10 o'clock Eastern, which usually means 8 or 9 or 10 candles, because we have a volatile opening. Volatile opening means look at the Dow Jones. We're up 190 points. 6 candles into the open, okay? You should always, take note on the top left of what the Dow Jones is doing because the market for the last month has been extremely volatile. Okay, what do I see going by here? I see this BL going by. This looks strong, down 7%. Look, 1,000,001. Very interesting. Look, down stock. Joe, down stock gaps down on the open. Disregard the first candle. Second candle, low, lower, lower. What's the lowest here? 40.11, 40.10, 40.11. So here's your low, 40.10. Now again, I just want to plant a seed here. I don't want to put a trigger at a new low of 40.09. I know I want you to get in by a penny, but on this, you come in after it breaks that 40. You put a trigger underneath 40 when it breaks that whole number. But right now, nothing to do here. I'm still looking for some stocks. Still looking around, seeing what's going on. Down stock gaps down. Second candle attempts the recovery, goes through the low. Look at the second candle, 30.19 is the low on this tail. That's 28. That's 27. That's 24. And now it's back to 26. Here's this, look at the low of this candle here, 30.20, 30.19. So there's some significance right here. So you know what we're going to do? Again, just for shits and giggles, I'm going to put a trigger order in for just 100 shares. Okay, let's put a trigger order in for under 30.19. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to put it on stop. Stop means trigger. I'm going to tell the platform to short 100 shares at the market at 30.18. I'm going to come underneath that. So here it's going to sit right there in my pending orders, 30.18. And it just triggered, as you can see, right here. Right here, it just went down. And now I have to short at 100 shares. Even though I put 30.18, the simulator put me in at 30.14. This is a simulator. Now, so I just want to see, and want you to see, if there's any positive behavior if this thing indeed cracks this low and it goes down. But now I got to immediately put a stop loss in. So I only did 100 shares because I was looking at this extreme, this high. That's 31.29. Okay, so I'm going to put a stop loss above 31.29. So for that, I'm going to put it on stop, and I'm going to tell the platform to buy this position back, buy it back for me at 35. Okay, I'm going to go above 30.35. I'm going to go above this candle, 30.29, and say, okay, get me out at 30.25 if that happens. And this behavior right here, just 100 shares, this behavior, whether it sticks or not, I don't know. This behavior, though, is what we're trying to capture when a down stock breaks the first low by 10.15. Now, what has to happen for me to lose? For me to lose, this stock has to go up, go back to a new high plus 6 cents. It's got to go, okay? So here's a down stock. Let's look at this. Down 8% with 4 million, almost 5 million shares is traded already. What's the average daily volume on DKS? It's almost 5 million in a day. Excuse me, right now. Right now. Look at the average daily. It's 3 million in an entire day. Okay? Because of this catalyst, this volume, as I'm saying, will double, triple, maybe even quadruple in any event. So on this particular trade, I'm always going to ask you, when I say to you, what's your risk? What's your risk? Basically what I'm saying to you is where's your in, 30.14, and where are you getting out? Oh, I said 30. I made a mistake here. One of you guys should have corrected me that's listening. 30.14 is my in. I want to be out above 31.29. I put 30.35. I meant 31. Okay, so put it on stop, set the trigger order up. I'm going to tell the platform to buy this back at 31.36, let's say. Okay, so I shorted 100 shares at 30.14, and now I'm saying get me out at 31.36. So that difference is $1.20. So just 100 shares here is $120 of risk. 120 of risk. Squirrel that away, because remember, I planted a seed with you yesterday, Joe, and I said to you, if your unrealized profit starts to creep up on my risk of $120, let's just call it $100. But if I see this P&L, this unrealized profit, go from 31 to say 70 or $80, I'm going to go to break even. I'm going to take the risk off the table and reset my stop loss right to $30.14 and break even. But again, if you remember these charts that we were scribbling away yesterday, I know they look like caveman drawings, but look what we just did. Down stock gaps down, attempts the recovery, goes through the low, and we put a red short right at that spot. Now we're just going to let it ripen, only let it mature, see what happens. We got a couple of hours, and we know what our risk is, $120. The only negative is that we shorted a stock with the Dow Jones up 180 points. We shorted a stock to go down in a market that's up 180. A lot of people may not be comfortable with that. But again, I want to show you the behavior that we're looking to capture. Like I said, I don't know if you're going to make $50 or $500 on a particular trade when it breaks the first high or the first low. But in any event, okay. So I really want to see if we can get a few more stocks on this list. It's 9:54 right now. 9:54. All right, as I look at this P&L here on this Dick's Sporting Good, now what I'm going to do, remember what I said earlier. I told you that there's natural resistance at holes and halves. So what I'm thinking about doing is changing the stop loss to above $30. So I think I'm going to cancel this stop loss, and I'm going to come, you know what, I think I'm just going to go to break even right now. I'm going to go to 30.14. Again, this is not a market order. I'm telling the platform, stop, buy this position back at the market at 30 spot 14 cents, which is my average cost right here, my average cost. So I'm not going to lose on this trade. All right. I do want to try to put a couple of more stocks on. I'm trying to find, and for that I'm going to come to this FinViz screener here. Now, on this screener, this descriptive tab on the screener, it's just for the earnings, just for earning stocks. But there's another tab here, this all tab. This is on a 20-minute or 25-minute delay. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's, for this, I want to see what, I'm going to default this to any. Now, for this, I still want to screen for the price over 20, the average volume over 750,000, but I already got the earning stocks. Now I just want to see what's moving. So I'm going to come here to the change from the open, and I'm going to check what's up 3%. Where's the party this morning? What's down 3%? What's up 3%? So I'm going to check the down 3%ers, and we see a few stocks here. This is $100. We don't include it. DVA we have. And ATUS. I don't think we have ATUS. So let's look here, ATUS. Let's add this ATUS. Take a quick look at the chart. We have volume. Look at the volume, 435,000. The minimum is 300. The catalyst, it's up 3.6%. Good. Minimum is 1.5. Look at the spread between the bid and the offer, 2062, 2069. Okay, that's more than a nickel. It is an up stock. Now it's a nickel. It is an up stock. Look at the way this chart is moving. This is only a 10-cent chart, which is the low end of your chart range, 10 cents. And the tails. Yes, there are tails in the morning. This is probably a 10-cent tail. This is probably 4 or 5 cents. This one here looks to be about 10 cents. But now the tails are thinning out. Okay, so this is an up stock. Remember, where do we buy an up stock? Up stock gaps up. This did gap up. Disregard the first candle. Here's the high, 2105. Okay, backs off the high. It's been doing that. Okay, do we see 4 candles minimum of support? I don't see 4. Okay, if I go here, that low is 2047, 2052. Again, 2052 would make sense. 2050, there are buyers on the way down at 2050, and on the way up, you know what I'm saying, natural buyers at holes and halves. But this is not quite 4. And 4 should be your minimum as a new trader. So yes, this stock could go back up through this high. Okay, so you know what? Let's set a trigger order up. Let's see what happens. Okay, if I was going to set a trigger order up, I would want to come in at a new high, excluding the first candle. That's $20, $21.06. Okay, now remember, this I want to trade the extremes. So in at a new high, 2106, out at a new low, plus some. That's 52. Look at that 47. So I'm going to put a stop loss at, say, 2042. So if I know in my head I'm going to be out at 2042, but I'll be in at 2106, that's about 50-something cents difference. So again, on this trade, I'm also going to do 200 shares. If this thing goes up and triggers through here, I'm going to own 200 shares at 2106. So I'm going to put this on 200 shares. This is a stop order. Stop means trigger. I don't want to buy it right here, right now. That would be a market order. So stop, buy. Now I'm going to tell the platform, buy me. See right here it says ATUS, buy 200. Market order, just buy me 200 at 21.06. Okay. So now I'm just throwing a fishing line in the water. There it is, 2106. The last column that says type is my trigger price. Buy me 200 at 2106, a penny above 2105. Now, I'm watching the clock. I want this to happen by 10:15. I got 15 minutes or so to see if this thing triggers for 200 shares. If it doesn't, I'm going to cancel it. Okay? I would much rather buy 500 shares down here at support, but in getting you into the right habits, I want you to consider 4 as the minimum, 5 or 6 even better. Okay. I'm going to go back and see if we can add a few more names. These are the down 3. Let's go to the up 3%ers this morning. Okay, so far we only have 3 names, 82, 43, and 38. Okay, SRPT and HA. Let's SRPT, HA, and what was that other one? LFIN. See, the volume looks light on this LF. Although it's screened, it does trade over 750,000. Look at it, it's only 88,000 right now. Yes, it's the right price. Yes, it has a catalyst. Yes, it trades over 750,000 shares a day. Okay? But look at the volume, 88,000. Not enough. And because the volume is so light, look at the spread between the bid and the offer. 2106, excuse me, 4106, 4150. Okay? So again, I'm just going to take this off because it doesn't look good. All right. So, so we still have a market now. Let's look at the Dow Jones. Remember, we were up 190. Now we're up 140. Okay. How many names do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And this one over here, I'm just going to delete GBT. So, yes, GBT. Let's go back. Yes, GBT had earnings. Oh, where'd they all go? This FinViz is a little freaky right now. So, but GBT was an earnings stock today. I'm going to come back over here and see if we can, since this is on the delay, there should be some more names popping up here. Let me check the down 3%ers. Anything else here? CRSP just popped up. Okay, CRSP. CRSP, okay. All right. And okay, so let's take a look at some of these names this morning. I know we have a light list, but let's start with GBT. Okay, as I said to you, the first thing you look at is the volume. It's not 300, and nor is there a worthy catalyst. So we can just go to the next one. HDS. Start with the volume. 700,000, that's a check. Up 5%, that's a check. 2 penny spread between the bid and the offer, that's a check. It's an up stock in a market up 130 points. That's a check. Let's look at the chart now. 20-cent chart. 10 cents is your minimum, 50 cents is your maximum. Okay, so on a 20-cent chart, what's the value of this tail? Maybe 5 cents. No tails here, modest over here. So the tails don't skip. Yes, in the morning you have some big tails, but okay. So everything clears so far. Now, let's look at the visual. Now that it went through the checklist, visually, what are we looking at here? Am I looking at a stock right here, right now, that's exhibiting 4 candles of support? No. I see barely 3. Okay? Okay, so number 2. Can I set up a trigger, since it's prior to 10:15, to see what happens if this thing makes a new high? 38.89, 38.90, 38.90. Okay, now, I'm going to anticipate that this stock may bump its head at that whole number of 39. So I'm not going to put a trigger order in to get in at 91, 38.91 on this up stock. Remember, disregard the first candle. So everything else is a high of 90. So because it's so close to that 31, at that 39, if I do anything, I put a trigger order in above 39, like 39.01 or 02. So if that's my entry, where's my exit? I'm trading the extreme. That's 38.21 on this low, 38.13. Okay, so again, this is about $1 difference, about 90 cents difference here. So again, I'm just going to throw a fishing line in the water. It's prior to 10:15. I'm going to see what happens if I throw a line and see if I can catch a fish. I'm going to go 39.02 on a new high, market order buy 39.02. And see if anything happens. All right, moving forward, DDS. Again, look at the volume. None. and catalyst strength is weak. Here's the DKS. We're in this DKS. As you can see, we shorted just 100 shares right there on that green-red triangle because it made a new low. And our stop loss, you can see on this DKS, is right at 30.14, which is our average price right here, 30.14. And incidentally, where did this go? Look, 30.09, 30.07, 30.11. Okay, so got close to taking me out, but not quite. All right, next one is Delta. Let's look at Delta. Great volume, but weak catalyst. Only less than 1%. 2 penny spread, yes. But look at the stock. It opened up, then it went down, now it's up. If anything, it's forming a little bowl here now. But remember, I mentioned to you, clearly directional. Clearly directional. It didn't gap up, and it didn't gap down. It's just meandering up and down here. So let's go to the next one, DSW. Let's size this up. Volume, check, 1,000,003. Catalyst, up 6.45. Great. Spread, bid offer, just 3 pennies. So far, so good. Up stock in a market up 135. So far, so good. Look at the chart. 10-cent chart. 10 cents is my minimum. Up stock, where do we buy an up stock? Up stock gaps up. Disregard the first candle. Let's go to this third candle there. I'm not going to look at the tail. Oops. Did this just go through? All right. All right. So my entry on this, again, I'm not going 20.90 anything. Okay. I'm going 21.0 something. Okay, so if that's my entry on a trigger, 21.0 something, where's my out? I'm coming over here to the bottom of this candle. That's 20.43, and that's 21. So again, I'll do 200 shares here. 200 shares. Look where the stock is. It's right there. 21 whole number. So I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put a trigger order in to buy 200 shares at 21.03. I want to be out of the way a little bit, and let's see if that one gets activated also. Again, look at the time. It's 10:06. I'm going to keep these new high triggers on for just another 10 minutes or so and see if anything gets hooked. But again, this is just modest. 100, 200, 100, 200 shares, all denoting about $100 of risk. Okay, and look the way this stock, see how it's pausing at that 21? Again, expect this behavior at 20, at any whole number. There are natural sellers and buyers. Okay, and of course it backs off. Now you see how it's backing off? That's why I don't want to put a trigger order in at 21, 20, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96. Okay, I want it to clear that whole number to get me in. Okay. UAL. Let's look at UAL. The volume is a check. The catalyst is barely a catalyst, 1.5%. Spread between the bid and the offer, just 2 pennies. Okay, look at the chart, 10-cent chart. What are the tails? It's about 5 to 10 cents worth of tails. Okay, where do we buy an up stock? Disregarding the first candle. Up, up, up. What's the high? 73.10. Look at the stock now, 73.09. Okay, now it's 07. Look where it went. It backs off. 73.09, 73.10. Where's our trigger order? 73.11. Okay, what time do the best cups break? By 10:15. Okay, so if I want to put a trigger order in, I got to go 73.11. And where's my out? The extreme. 72.48. So again, if I'm in at 11 and out at 48 minus, that's about 60-something cents. So 200 shares would be about $125 of risk. So let's see what happens. Let's put it on 200 shares and see if we can get anything hooked at 73.11. A new high, disregarding the first candle. Okay, so I got a number of trigger orders in here that all make sense to me. In at a new high, out at a new low, if that happens. They're not live trades. I only have one live trade right now. 1 second. Okay. Now, all right. It's only 10:09 too. Remember, our window to find new diamonds is till about 11:15-ish. Let's keep moving forward. Don't pause. Micron. Volume, 32 million, up 5%, 1 penny spread. Up stock in a market up 126 points. Okay, look at the chart movement. It's a quarter chart. Look at the tails. What's the value of this tail on a quarter chart? Now the question here is, look, it did not make a new high yet. Okay, but can we make a call of support? So if I was going to make a call of support, I'm going to look at this candle. What's that low? 62.20. Oops, stop what you're doing. UAL just flipped on. So again, if you have a trade that activated, stop what you're doing. Put the stop loss in. UAL flipped for 200 shares. Why 200 shares? Because we're getting out underneath this low. That's 72.48. I'm going to back out 6 cents. That's going to put me at 72 spot, I don't know, 40, 42, 41. So I'm going to put it on stop. Tell the platform to sell this position at 72 spot, I'll just go 37 cents, 72 spot 37. Okay, okay, and the other one that flipped is this DSW just got activated here. DSW, there's a green triangle here because it just went to a point that I was interested in buying it above that whole number. But how many shares? 200 shares flipped over. Why 200? Because I'm getting out underneath this candle. So again, that's 2043. What's this one? 2037, 43. I'm going to go 20. I'm going to go 2036. So I'm going to put this on stop. Tell this platform to sell this position at 20 spot 36. Okay, and now I have 3 positions on. It's 11 minutes after 10. Okay, so nothing much happening with these, but modest positions, 100 shares, 200 shares, 200 shares. They're all, well, 2 of them are a little over 100 of risk. So again, if I happen to get lucky enough to see any of these move to a point that, I want to adjust my stop loss to break even, I will. Okay, let's keep moving forward. Don't pause. If the losers fall off, winners stay on. We were looking at Micron. I was trying to see if there was an area of support that I was interested in. Again, 4 candles is the minimum. So again, I'm looking at this quarter chart right here. What's that low? 62.20, 62.27, 62.33, 62.24. And I got, if I hold my mouse under the body, that's a 31, but this tail goes down to 12. That's 09. And here's the only one that's under 61, 62. It goes 61.95. All the others are above 62. So I would love to make a call of support at 62, but I'm not buying stock at $62.65. It's so far away from support. It's too far away. Remember from this little sketch over here, I said, you want to buy at 20 cents, 500 shares is $100 of risk. This is 60 cents off the line. So forget it. All right, let's go to DVA here. Volume, check, 580,000. Catalyst, down 3.8%. Spread bid offer, 5 pennies. 53.58. Look at the chart, 10-cent chart. What's this high? 69.70, 69.64, 69.64, 69.64, 69.65. Huh. Where do I put my stop loss? There's a 70. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to short. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Look at the bid price, $69.55. I almost don't listen to myself. You don't short at 69, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51. You short at 69, 40 something. So again, as much as I want to call this resistance, you don't short on top of 69.50 because you anticipate that there might be some buyers there. The other thing too that I'm not noting is look at the color of these candles. I don't want to short with 5 green candles in my face. So I must have been colorblind for a second. But in any event, I was so quick to want to call resistance. But 5 green candles, and again, in fine-tuning the trade, don't short on top of 50 cents any place. Short under 50 cents. Okay, let's go to skip on this one. Let's go to Qualcomm. Qualcomm, 14 million, down 4% in a market up 128 points. Back to Qualcomm. Look at the spread. Bid offer, just a penny. Quarter chart. No tails on this quarter chart. No tails. Down stock, gaps down. Okay, second candle attempts the recovery. Top of the bowl turned upside down. and goes through the low. Okay, this stock did not go through the low yet, and it's 10.15. Okay, but was there 4 candles of resistance here? Maybe, but we didn't see it. Okay, right now this is no man's land. This is in the middle of the high and the low. Okay, and we don't see 4 candles of resistance here. So again, it may have the right price, it may have a penny spread, it may have great volume on a quarter chart with no candles, etc. But the chart pattern is not there. We are not looking at 4 candles of resistance on a down stock, and nor should we consider at this time anymore, it's 10:15, putting trigger orders in for new lows. Let's just find resistance. And to those ends, I'm now going to cancel like this ATUS. This ATUS, if you remember, we have a stop loss here above this second candle high, right here at 2106. It's too late. Let's cancel it. We also have a HDS trade over here. Excuse me, HDS. Where is that? Right there. HDS, we have another trigger for a new high. Again, it's too late. At 5:39, I'm going to cancel that too. So the only ones that are left are 3 stop losses for 3 live positions. This one we're up 35, we're up 22, we're up 42. We have 1 short, and we have 2 longs. Total P&L is right up here on the top left. If you double click, you can see the 3 trades right here, as well as the timeline of when we bought it, and we'll set yours up. Joe, don't worry, we'll set that up for you later today. Okay, let's look at this HDS. Let's start with the volume. Because what I'm looking at here is, what's that low? 55, 65, 60, 61, 56, 57. Huh. I'm wondering on this. Okay, so if I reverse engineer this trade and I say, okay, here's an up stock and this may be support, okay, I got to say reverse engineer it. Where do I get out if I'm wrong? This candle is 55 and this candle is 56. So again, I'm expecting natural buyers at 38.50, so my stop loss is going to be 38.40 something, maybe 48.49. So now I got a 66 offer, so 48, 58, 68. I could buy 500 shares and risk 90 bucks. Let's see what happens. Let's buy 500 shares, which I just did right here. 500 shares, 38.66. I'm down $5 because of the penny spread, but I bought. Oh, good. As soon as I put the trade on, they're coming at me. Okay, 38.66. I bought 500, and I'm going to put a stop loss in underneath that 55 and that 56. So again, here's the tricky part. I'm probably going to go 38.49.876. I'm going to go 38.46. I'm going to put it on stop, sell, market, 38 spot, 40 watt. 40 watt. 40 watt. Let's go 46. I'm going to go 44. 44. Okay. Well, it's the only big black eye right now. 40. Okay. Any event. All right. Let's blow this up just a little bit. Just a little bit here. Oh, excuse me. I am blown up all the way. All right. All right. This is a 20-cent chart. And I see the bid. Look at the bid, 38.54. My main now it's 38.50. Shoot. You know what? I'm going to cancel this stop loss right there for just a second. I'm just going to cancel it. I'm going to put it on manual on a market order. I'm just going to play this manually. I'm wondering what's going on here. I don't want to be snookered out. I don't want them to take me out because they see us. You know what? I got 500 shares down 70 bucks on this thing already. Huh. I paid 66. Yikes. Maybe I should have looked at the color scheme of the candles, but now I'm just hoping it stays above that 38.50. All right. All right. Let me just do so. I can't sit here. Let me just. That's a 32. That's a 35. That's a 36. This candle goes to 48. 48. I was at 44. Now we got a 52 bid. All right, I can't sit here. I got to put something in there. So I'm going to put it on stop. I'm going to put 38. Let's just hope. I just hope it stays on top of 38.50. I'm going to go 43. All right, 43. All right. Let's keep moving. HDS. Where was that HDS? Okay. We were at Qualcomm. Qualcomm, no man's land. Intel. Intel is just breaking the high of the morning. You see this high right there is 53.60. Now it's 53.68. This candle right here just broke the high. All right. It just broke the high. But I don't know if we do anything with this because, again, if you're in at a high, here's your low. Here's your extreme. Otherwise, you're looking for 4 of support. So, again, I'm not going to do anything with this one. Let's go to BL. BL. 1,000,006, down 6.3%, 40.92, 40.94, 2-penny spread. Down stock in a market up 170 points, the market. Look at the chart. This is a quarter chart, 41.50, 41.75. Where do we short a down stock? Down stock gaps down. Disregard the first candle. Down, down, down. What's this low? 40.11, 40.10, 40.11, 40.11. So again, we don't go 40.09. You got to wait for this to break through 40 on a new low. And again, it's too late to set up a trigger. It's already 10:20, a little late. So now we're just looking for 4 consecutive candles minimum of resistance. What's this high there? 81, 81, 80, 80. A tail that goes up to 95, but doesn't go through 41. 94, 95, 92. Where's the stock now? 40.89, 40.95. Okay, so this stock has a hard time getting through this whole number of 41. The thing that I don't like, again, is the color scheme. These 4 green candles in a row here. And the market is up 165 points right now. 165. All right. I would almost be tempted to put a trade on just to see, just so you can see what happens. Whether I would put this trade on in the real world, I'm not sure. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 500 shares on, I'm going to put 400 shares on market order short. Okay? Now I'm immediately down 20 bucks because of the difference between the bid and the offer. I shorted at 89, and if I bought it back, I got to pay 94. So that 5 cents difference on 400 shares is the $20 that I'm down right now. Okay. But why did I do 400? Because I'm looking to get out above the 41. Okay, now, in the real world, like I said, I see 4 green candles here, which could be discouraging. And I also see a stock down 6% in a market that's up 170. Okay, nonetheless, I'm going to put a stop loss. I'm going to hide behind $41 as a whole number. Incidentally, look at the high of the very first candle, 41. Okay, so I'm gonna say it's gonna have to make a new high to take me out at a loss. So I'm gonna, oops, oh boy. Well, isn't that odd? Okay, I'm not gonna put the stop loss in yet. I'm just gonna wait for just a moment, because for the it seems well, I was gonna say it seems odd that it just pops over 41. Now this is what I don't like. Now it's on top of the whole number, and now it gets some legs on top of the whole number. This is a down stock that I only want to short. I get the feeling it's gaining some confidence now on top of that 41. That scares me. But it could also just be a tail. Excuse me, where are we now? Yeah, it could, how'd this chart? Yeah, and this doesn't look good. At this moment, it doesn't look good. Ugh. But also, I did preface this by saying that in the real world, I might not do this trade because it's a down stock in a market that's up 170 and because of the color scheme here. So I figured let's put it on and see what happens. Unfortunately, it would have taken us right out because my stop loss would have been at like 41.0607. So that and that's why this thing is kicking my butt right now, down 120. But I just want to pause for just a second and let it breathe. It's going to do something. It's going to do something. It could just be a tail. I'm going to come off of this for 1 second and look at this DSW, though. In the interest of managing profits, let's take a quick look at DSW. Okay, this stock, we did buy an up stock in an up market at the first new high. And that's why you see this green triangle right there. Okay, so we're not going to risk on this 200 shares. We're not going to risk any money. We're not risking $100. Look at our stop losses, 20.36. Why 36? Because it's underneath that 43 right there. That's why we're 36. So what I'm going to do on this is I'm going to cancel this stop loss on this position right here. And normally I might go right to break even, which is 21.03. But I'm going to come underneath this. What is that candle? 21.41. I'm going to come under 21.41. If it breaks, this is all green going up. So if it reverses trends and comes under 41, I'm going to put a stop loss at 21.36. So I'm going to come over here, put it on stop, and tell the platform to get me out at 21.36. Okay, there's the 21.36. May or may not take me out. Okay, and on this other one, this BL, this other one right here, specifically what I'm looking for here is I'm wondering if this is just a tail that pops through 41 and takes people out. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes the powers that be take out all the stop losses and then it reverts back down under 41. That's why I canceled my stop loss, because it looks suspicious to me that all morning long this stock has not traded above 41, and then a little tail comes up, takes everybody out possibly, and I didn't want to be one of those people taken out. So I yanked my stop loss. Well, I didn't put it in at 41.06 or 07, but that's where I would have been. And it's reverting back. Well, maybe it's reverting back down. But what I don't like here is it's sitting on top of that whole number. And this is a down stock, down 6%. Shoot, that scares me right now. I want it to fall back under 41. And I'm riding naked without a stop loss on this right now. And that makes me nervous. Yeah. Anyway, all right. I'm going to keep moving forward. Here's the ATUS. Okay, we had a trigger for a new high earlier this morning, up here. But look at the situation now. Up stock, up market, 4%, 3-penny spread, 780,000, 10-cent chart. What's that low? 67, 66, 69, 66. Everything is 66 here. So my stop loss, if I back, that goes to 59. So if I put a 59 stop loss and I buy paper at 73, I could buy 500 shares risking just 14 cents or $70. Okay, so I'm going to buy that. Let's do something. Let's put the trade on. Let me move my chart a little bit here. Hang on. Let me raise this up. Okay, so here's the ATUS, 500 shares at 2073. And I'm going to come underneath. That's a 67, 66, 66. So I have to drop the stop loss. Oh, something's happening bad here. Oh, boy. Okay. I have to drop the stop loss underneath this 67, 66, 66. Oh, man, it's right there at 66 right now. Okay. 66 right now. That's 61. 66. Maybe I just go 59. All right, let me go stop, sell, 59. 59. 20, spot, 59. Okay. All right, and this BL is still giving me a problem. Yeah, this one here is a real issue right now. It has really, really bad timing on that trade. But again, as I prefaced the trade, I'm not sure I would have put this trade on with real money. I liked it under 41, but I don't like it sitting on top of 41 right now. I just don't. But nonetheless, all right. That's why I don't have a stop loss in on this right now. I'm hoping that it falls back under 41. It may not, it looks like. This is also a 50-cent chart. Yikes. A 50-cent chart is usually a little hairier chart than I want to trade. But this one may be a black eye today. May be a black eye, and if so, it's a good lesson. All right. ATUS, we bought that one with a 59 stop. SRPT. Okay, look at this here. It's hovering right at the top of the morning right now. Okay, but again, maybe there was a call of support earlier. I don't know. It's up to you. HA. What's going on here? So here we have that first candle disregard, up, 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 backed off, and then it went through the high on this candle and went up to here. Now it's coming back down to an interesting level. Right on top of, again, right on top of that 38. 38, 38, look at this candle, 38.01. Huh. Let's do something with this. Let's buy 400 shares at 38.20. So on HA, 400 shares. Oh man, they just opened the, as soon as I put the trade on, they open up the spread. But in any event, okay, so here's the red, here's the triangle, here's the green triangle for my entry. I'm going to come under 38 on the stop loss. Let's see what happens. Under 38. Let's go to 37 spot 94. So I'm going to put this to stop and tell the platform to sell this position at 37 spot 94. I'm going to hide underneath that 38. Let's take a look at the Dow right now. There's a chart of the Dow. Gapped up on the open, first candle, went up, 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 backed off, started to go back up, and now we have this stock that's sinking below this area here. So again, we have some macro world events this morning with this Rex Tillerson firing, and who knows what's going on with this administration and whether it's making people nervous or not. But in any event, let's keep moving. We have this HA, right? We got this Cocoa Crisp here. Down stock, attempted this big recovery. Whether or not it revisits these lows, I don't know yet. The question is whether or not there's an area of resistance that you can short against here. That's the question. I just don't know. If I put a stop loss, it would be way above there. So I'm not doing that. All right, let me go back to the top now. Back to the top, we have this GBT. Weak catalyst and a lot of tails on the chart. A weak catalyst. Let's go to the next one, HDS. This one we bought. We made a call of support, and it took us out right here, and the stock is reversing right now. DDS, next. No trading on DDS. Weak catalyst. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down, it's up. This is all over the place. In other words, it's not clearly directional. Okay, this DKS, this is the first trade that we shorted at a new low, and we adjusted our stop loss to, I think, break even-ish, and that's why you have this out over here. We never covered the short down here. It started to move up, and now it's completely reversing. Now it's looking like an up stock. It's making that bowl of an up stock. All right, but nonetheless, as a down stock, we're only going to short this, and I don't see 4 candles of resistance right here, right now. All right. Here's the Delta Airlines. No catalyst. It's up, it's down. DSW. What happened here? All right. We got in over here on a break of the cup, and this took us out right here. But let's take a look here. What is this low? 28, 41, 38, 33, 29, 38. Huh. I'm wondering if this could be another possible area of support. The problem is this market right here is was up 160. Now we're up 102. All right. All right. So we got in, and it broke underneath here. We got out, and I don't think we're going to do anything with it at this moment. At this moment, that looks interesting as a spot, but let's just pause on this UAL. Are we in this sucker? Shoot, we are. We got 200 shares here at a new high. Right there. Green triangle. And we got our stop loss underneath that 72.48 at a new low. And that's why we're at 37. So this could very well, who knows? Anyway. All right, keep moving, Micron. This is an up stock, never made a new high, and now it's breaking support and reversing. Again, look at the Dow Jones. Market was up 160 or 190 we were up. Now we're up 90. All right. And where are we? Micron is here. DDA. This is a down stock. Rolling up. Qualcomm. As much as you want to make a call of resistance here, this is a quarter chart. Never made a new low. And again, if we look at these highs, these tails are a little scary. 60.65, 60.56, 60.51, 60.55, 60.64, and 60. 65, a lot of 60 stuff in here. A lot of 60 stuff in here. Nonetheless, I'm not quite sure I would short this, at least not above 60.50. It's 60.57 bid. You want to short this, if anything, under the 60.50. All right, so I'm not going to do anything with this one here either. Intel. Up, 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 backed off, went through. Now it's backing off again, because look at the Dow again, everybody. The Dow was up 190. Now we're up 78. And it's pulling all of the longs down with it a little bit. Maybe it'll help BL. I'd love to see it help this BL trade right there. But again, BL, it's got to go below 41. I don't see why it can't happen. The market's going down and it's just hanging there. But I'm waiting to readjust my stop loss. 8 TUS. We own this already. We made a call of support on the green triangle, and now we're just sitting with it. SRPT, sideways moving quarter chart, never made a new high. Yes, there might be support here. Yes, but there's also resistance here. So I don't know what to do with that. HA, we made a buy over here. Again, if I was to critique myself, I'm just basically calling it a double bottom here, not quite 4 candles. But again, a repetition of this double bottom, so we took a shot to see what happens. All right. Cocoa Crisp. Yeah, here's that upside down bowl. It didn't make a new low yet. It still might. This is a quarter chart. But again, if I'm going to call resistance, it has to be clean. And I just don't. We didn't put this trade on because it wasn't clean. Yes, it could be rolling over, but all right. It's 10:38. All right, let me go back to the top. GBT, HDS, breaking down. DDS, all over the place. DKS, it's a reversing down stock. DAL, Delta Airlines, it was down, then it was up. DSW, we got out of this position. Yeah, we bought it over here on a new high. We sold it over here. This is the one that it's odd that it's showing these tails over here so late in the morning here. Everything here is pretty clean, and all of a sudden at a possible area of support you see these tails driving down to 23 cents, 29, 23. Huh. It looks a little these tails look a little suspicious to me. Well, I'm looking at the corner of my eye, I'm looking at the Dow Jones sinking, and I'm wondering, if it's just going to pull down all the up stocks. Here's the United Airlines. We have this 200 shares. And we bought over here at a new high. And now we're challenging it to make a new low underneath that 48 to take us out. All right. If I saw some support, I might consider buying more, but it's just to help my average cost, but it's not giving me that opportunity. All right, let's keep going here. DKS. I'm looking for some resistance and maybe a double top, but that's not for. Another sketchy quarter chart. I can't really make a call of resistance here. I just can't. Can't really make a call of support here on this upstock. It's just not there. This one's just hovering above that 41, won't give me a break. ATUS just flatlining at the moment. SRPT again just flatlining. Never made a new high. I'm wondering if this could, but if this is support, this is, you know, I don't want to get in a sideways stock. HA we're in. Cocoa Crisp is no man's land. It's in the middle of the low and the high. Not much to do here right now. Okay. I'm going to quickly just check and see if, since there's just a little bit of time, I'm just going to see if there's anything I can add to my list here that has any juice. ALNY, what's this? ALNY. It's too expensive, excuse me. Overstock, NK, and JD. Okay, JD, OSTK, JD, OSTK. All right, let's look at these two. Oh, overstock, interesting. Very interesting. The first thing I see is a scary 50-cent chart, but no tails. But these tails are worth about 20 cents. But what I'm looking at here on this down stock is resistance. So again, if I pick on this candle, that's 55.30. 55.30. Everything else is under 30. That's 24, that's 25, that's 20. So I would have to put a stop loss above 55.30. Now, on a 50-cent chart, this is a 50-cent moving chart. 6 cents, Joe, is not enough. You have to give yourself more than 6 cents. I want you to consider 11 cents as an area to put your stop loss. So let's take a look at this HA for a moment. Up 120 on this HA. We're not going to risk money if we're up. All right. So on this HA, we have a stop loss at 37.94. Why 94? Because that's 38 even, and we've dropped it 6 cents under. So I'm going to cancel that stop loss. And I'm going to take note that now this one is sitting on top of 38.50. Okay, so my choices are I can go to 38.20 to break even, or I can slide under a candle. That's a 38.40. If I drop it 6 cents, that puts me at 38.34. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go 38.34 on my new stop loss. Stop. Actually, you know what? Now it's above 38.50. So actually, I'm going to come under 38.50 now. 38.45. Okay. I could take the $200 profit right now if I wanted. Or I can sell a piece of it if I wanted. But what I'm looking for, look, this stock already made one new high. I'd like to see how it behaves right up here at this 38.39. Okay, at 38.39, right now it's 38.70. I'm hoping that there might be another 25 cents in this stock, and I could make a decision on what I want to do. But I could also just sell 200 right now if I wanted, just put it on market order, and I could take a $100 profit here. I just sold 200 shares. So if you see here, I just sold, now I have 200. I sold 200. I locked in 100 of realized profit. But now I have to adjust my stop loss. So my stop loss has 400. Okay, so I got to make it look like 200. So I'm going to cancel the 400, put it on stop, reset the stop loss to sell this at 38 spot. I'm going to go 44. 44. Okay. And on this BL, let's backtrack on this BL. Finally, it came under the 41. Oh, shoot, I spoke too soon. All right. I want to put a stop loss in on this because this is the only one I don't have a stop loss on. So I'm thinking I really wanted to go, and now I got to come above that. That's 13, 11, 11, 11, 12. I got to go 17. Stop by 41.17. Stop by. As soon as I put this in, they're going to come up and get me. But 41 spot 17. Okay. Why 17? I'm just trying to be above that 13, 11, 11. They bring it right back above. See? They're playing games with this stock right here. I'm going to cancel my stop loss again. I think it's like a magnet. It's attracting. Every time I put a stop loss in, it goes up. Let me just back out of that for a second. Let me go back to what I was doing. All right, up stock descending. This stock's all over the place. No volume, 123,000. DKS. Huh, this might be that double top. Let's take a look at this. 12, 14, 17, 9. 25. What is this one? 30, 30, 30. You know what? I'm going to... Actually, you know what? It's sitting on top of that 31. I would have considered this if it broke that 31 and short this at 30.90 something. But again, I can't do this as long as it's sitting on top of that 31 whole number. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Okay. Delta going back up. Now this one was that potential double. All right, let's go to this next DSW. In this? No, we were in this. We bought at a new high, and it took us out over here. And it's all of a sudden it's got tails on this 20-cent chart. I mean, this is a pretty clean chart. After the morning expected tails in the morning, it gets pretty clean. And now all of a sudden it looks very unusual here. It looks like it wants to call support to go up, but they keep rocking people out of it. Let's see something. 24, 23, 29. If I put a stop loss at 19, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't. It looks like 45, 45, 41, 42. It also looks like resistance here. This is an up stock, and I'm not interested in resistance on an up stock. I want to see support. So again, as much as I want to do something, I can't. And you should listen to your inner voice too. I've told you guys that. If you have something inside telling you, you know, is that support? Is that resistance? Do I really want to go short a stock in a market that's up? You should listen. Most of the time, you're probably right. So I'm going to just pass on this for the moment. All right. Here's the UAL. Here, we're down only $16 now, but a moment ago we were down 76. We bought it over here at the new high, but our stop loss is way down here. So again, that's the challenge. When you buy an up stock in an up market at a new high, you say, okay, make a new low plus some to get me out at a loss. So okay, so right now this is it's right in the middle. Nothing much happening there. Micron, again, this is just a descending up stock. DVA. DVA. Volume is a check. Catalyst 3%. 6-cent spread, bid and offer. It's a down stock in an up market. And the question is, on a quarter chart with some tails, 10, 15-cent tails. Again, the question is, do I see resistance right here, right now? And even if I did, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the last 7 candles are green. So I'm really not, as much as I want to make a look at it and visually say, resistance 70-30. I think I want to back off of that premise at the moment. Okay. Let's take a quick look at the Dow. Dow's all over the place. And we're on this DVA. Okay, here's the Qualcomm. Interesting. You know what? I'm going to chase this on a sloppy trade. I'm going to do 300 of this. Qualcomm. So I just shorted 300 shares at 60.40. I'm going to put a stop above that 78, 72. So I'm going to go 78 plus 6 is 84. So I'm going to put a stop loss at 60.84 on this QCOM. Okay. 60.40 is my entry on the short, and 60.84 is my exit. And that differential is 44 cents. 44 cents times 300 is about $125, $30 of risk on this trade. Okay, let's see what happens. And this frickin' BL won't go under the 41. Give me a break already. Break down. All I want to do is put a stop loss in on this so I can turn my back. Just right there. It's right. And you're going to see this a lot. They straddle the whole number. They straddle the 50 cents. They just, it's not sitting on top of it. It's not going below it. I'm hopeful that since this is a down stock, that an object in motion will stay in motion and it'll go down for me. And the end game on this, remember, this is a 50-cent chart. Okay, this is not a 10 or 20-cent chart. This has got a high risk reward potential. And the fact that it didn't break the low yet, I know it's too late to put a trigger order in for the low, but it could come down here in the best scenario. That's my game. That's my end game. Is that it revisits the low. And where is the low? It's $40. It's 41 now. That's $1 away. So my end game is maybe I can catch a buck on this trade if it goes down to the low. But obviously I'm going to need some help for that to happen. All right. What's going on with UAL? Looks like UAL is reversing here. Yeah, UAL is reversing back. And again, our stop loss is the extreme. We got in at a new high here, and our stop loss is at a new low. So we'll just have to sit tight with that and see what happens. All right, it's 10:53. Our window is closing. Our window of opportunity to find diamonds in the rough is closing. And as you can see right now on the top left, where we realized 70 and we're down 78. So, as I also said to you, we're going to play these cards for about another half hour-ish and see if we can squeak out something. But if not, remember, 2 days a week you will not make money. 1 day a week you'll break even, and 1 day a week you'll lose. This may be one of those days that I break even, but you know what? I still got a half hour and a lot could happen. I still feel these positions could do something, except that BL is scaring me a little bit. But the other ones have merit, so I'm still hopeful that this could still be a morning that I make a couple of $100. These positions could ripen just a little bit more. It doesn't take much. And all right, let me just take a quick breeze around the block again. and see if I'm missing anything. Overstock. 55.15 bid, 30 on the offer, 15-cent spread between the bid and the offer. That disqualifies it. It's also a scary 50-cent chart. JD. Here was your resistance right here. 4 candles right there. Right there. It's a nice spot to get in, but it's too late now. Here's the crisp trade. Again, not enough to call resistance of 4 minimum, so nothing to do. HA. Oh, we bought here. We got out of 200 here and made 100, and then we got out of the last 200 right here. Okay. And right now, I don't feel like doing anything right here. So let's let that go. SRPT. This one did break through this area here. Now this is an area, possibly an area of support. And again, look where it is. Look at the low, 82.54, 82.50. A tail under 82.50 at 42, and then 82.57. So now it's sitting above the 82.50 and gaining that strength. It's a 62 bid right now. So, all right. But again, I'm not a buyer. Well, if I bought, I got to put a. This is a 50-cent chart, by the way, 50-cent chart, and I see more issues with this. The spread bid on offer is a 9-cent spread between the bid and the offer. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to pass on this for now. I'm not in the mood. ATUS, we're in this trade. Just a flatlining stock. We're down $25 on this. And that's that. Here's the BL. I mean, at least they're sitting on 41 offer. Psychologically, I like that they're, but you and I, we've all seen this go 41, 03, 04, 05, 06. They need to crush this a little bit and demoralize it in order for us to make any money with this stock. But, all right, that's that. Here's the Intel. Just a descending. It went up, up, up here. It went down. It went through the high. Now it's just too much red descending. Again, you might want to call support, but 4 is the minimum. And I'd be very nervous with all these red candles. All right, let's keep going. Qualcomm. Yeah, we're in Qualcomm. Up $27, no big deal. DVA is a down stock, ascending, going back up. Micron, this is an up stock, descending. Okay. UAL, hanging out in the middle, no man's land. DSW, we got in and we got out already. And yeah, this is why I was saying this was suspicious. Here's where we got out. And you have a clean-looking chart, except for the first candles in the morning. And it looks like they were trying to shake people out over here with these tails. And now this is all sitting on top here. Sitting on top here. But again, it looked too sketchy over here to do anything, although it looked like they wanted to turn it. It wasn't clean enough to make for you guys to look at it. All right. And which way are we going? We going up or down? All right. This one here, it's down, it's up. DKS. What's going on here? All right, look at the bid, 31.05. I want to short under 31. Under 31. Under 31. Anything here under? Yeah, there's some tails here that go under 31 on a 20-cent chart. But again, look at these tails again. On a 20, this tail is worth more than 20 cents. This tail is 15, 20 cents. This tail here is about 15, at least 15 cents. I don't like all this tail action here. It looks like they're up to something. As much as I like, oh, you know what? I'm going to do a little something with this. Let's do a little, well, now it's back on top of the 31. I was just going to put a little short on under 31 and put a stop loss above. Where would I put the stop loss? That's at 26, yeah. I'm going to put a stop loss at around 31-ish. So if I'm up at 31, I can do 300 shares in the 90s. Yeah, let me do that. Okay. All right. So I threw a little bit of this trade on here. And I'm going to come above this area. That's a 31.26. I'm going to go 31.33 on my stop and see what happens. So I'm going to put it on stop. I'm going to tell the platform to buy this crazy stock back at 31.36. Check out the Dow. The Dow is up 88 points after being up 188 points. And the only problem child right now is this UAL. Let's see the UAL. Yeah. UAL is a problem child, but it has to break under this candle right there for it to be a real negative issue. All right. All right, this BL, hey, finally, got a break. Here we go. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. Now I can put my stop loss in above that 41. Market 41 spot. I better go 11 on this sucker. So my stop loss is in on that BL, and I'm actually up $56 now. Okay, let's look at the Qualcomm. Qualcomm, we jumped on it here on with giving it a little bit of. What's my risk on Qualcomm? I'm in at 60.40 and I'm out at 84. That's 45 cents times 300. That's 135. Yeesh. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cancel my stop loss on my risk, and I'm going to move this to, again, what's the high of this candle? It's 25. The high of this candle is 33. The high of this candle is 42. I'm going to go 51. Stop by 60.51. Stop by 60, spot 51. Okay. And all right. So the only problem, child, is this UAL. This might actually go to a new low after going to a new high. Yeesh. My stop loss is 37. Oh, God, they're coming to get me on this. Yeesh. Let me just pause for just a second, see what happens here. Come on now. Come on. What a rocky day. This candle went to 47 cents. And this one here was 48. And now the stock is 49. Check out the Dow Jones. Dow Jones is up 62 points. And the UAL stop loss is at 72.37. At least it's on top of 72.50. All right. All right, everyone. Just give me Joe, please. Just give me a couple of minutes. I'll be right back.
Yes.
Thank you. You guys on the call? Hello? Matt? Kimoon?
Yeah, I'm here.
Who's that, Matt?
Matt.
All right. Kimoon, are you there? No? All right. I think I lost him. I got to give him a code. I didn't see. I didn't notice that I signed out. Anyway, I must have. Let me get back in with these guys. Uh, um, what's this kid's name?
The conference will begin when the next party joins.
All right, who's that? Joe
You
or
will now be placed into the conference.
is that Joe or Kimoon that just came in? Joe? Kimoon, is that you? Somebody's got their mic on mute. Kimoon? Joe? All right. Hey, Joe, there's a new join me link on the Skype Messenger. Okay. Yeah, you're not. No, I accidentally clicked you out of it. So I just have to start a new one. Yeah, so just grab that. If you want, I can just give you the I just give it to you. Just or you can just hit the tab. It's up to you. Okay. All right. All right, Joe, you're on, right? Joe? Joe, tell me you're on. I can't hear you. Joe?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you. Okay.
All right. Mute was on.
All right. Anyway, all right. So today we had a really weird market, up 190 and a complete reversal.
Yeah. Is this pretty much the day, about now is when the trading ends?
Honestly, I can see. I would say that around 11:20, my antennas are up for calling it quits. And
So 11:29.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't say there's a set time because, if you're trading and you hit a home run on your first trade and you're 40 minutes into the morning, you can stop. I mean, if you hit a number that you like, and you grab 500 shares of something and make 70 cents on it in 15 minutes, you want to stop up 350, you can do that too. But otherwise, if I'm grinding it out in the morning, I'm pretty much looking at the clock. I'm not really looking to put positions on after 11:15ish. I don't know how many diamonds in the rough are left. A lot of action has already happened, as you've seen. And it's just a matter of fine-tuning your eye and finding the best ones. Today I might have traded a little more because we can't sit here and do nothing. So I got to put trades on and show you what can go right, what can go wrong. Let's see this Qualcomm for just a second here.
Seems relatively like a little self-explanatory,
right?
Just a little kind of learning how to set the stop losses and stuff like that.
It's exactly right. It's not difficult. You just
it's just knowing when to go in, when to go out, and when to put
where to put the stop loss. Yeah, where to put the stop loss is key. Sometimes you get taken out of a position by a few pennies and it turns out to be a winner. But you were wrong because you took a loss. That's why I'm saying, that 6 cents that I'm telling you, that 6 cent break, that's like a suggestion on my part. It's not always use 6 cents. I'm simply saying that 1, 2, 3 pennies is you're testing fate. You're pushing the stop loss too close. You want to know something?
Yeah.
I like this Qualcomm almost to the point that I wouldn't mind putting some more on. Excuse me, now it's on top of 60. I don't mind shorting on below 60. All this is 02, 04, 02, 07. So I'm wondering, yeah, see, that's what happens. It sits on top of support, on top of a whole number, and it gets confidence and strength and momentum. Yeah. But HDS was a black eye, and this BLS took me out. Oh, man. I'm afraid to look at this BL. I bet they bamboozled me on this. Yep, I knew it. Look, I knew I shouldn't have put the stop loss in on this. They were just waiting. Look, this thing, I mean, this is a demo simulator, but look at the high on this candle. 41.18. Look where they took me out. 41.18. But again, this is a demo simulator. In the real world, I may not have been taken out. But this looks very, very suspicious. I knew I shouldn't have kept that stop loss in. Son of a gun. I should put this 500 right back on. I should, but I'm not, because I would be doing that out of being thick-headed. But yeah, this is just plain old bad luck. The candle goes to 41.18, and they take me out in demo world at 41.18. And I was at 18 because this was 13 and 11 and 12, so I figured I would go 18. But I knew from watching this stock that if I put it there, they were going to come and take it. Ugh. Anyway, all right. So I'm not quite sure what's left in today's rack. All the action has happened. If I just go through this list and I start with, say, Overstock here, and give a quick rundown here. You see this big down stock, a lot of tails on a quarter chart. Again, it's very sloppy. It's not clean. JD, down, down, down. Here was our only area to consider resistance, right around here, right underneath this 45. And that could have been a trade, but we didn't. Cocoa Crisp had problems with volume today and a squiggly chart, as you can see. HA, we did trade up here. We got taken out here, and now, Again, it's a little late. I'm not sure I would do anything with that. This one here, again, a descending up stock because the Dow is crapping out. This one took us out here too when we were on break. Broke under support on this little 10-cent chart. But look at the Dow Jones, though. You guys have to be looking at the Dow Jones. This thing here is a 180-point swing this morning. It was up 190 to up 20. So, you know, you got to be careful trading. And as I've told all the traders, when the market is in triple-digit territory, up 200, down 200, it makes it very, very difficult to trade a style that counts on an individual stock behavior because of the underlying catalyst coming into the day. So that's why we have a lot of reversals today and a lot of charts with some tail action. I don't know. I don't know if real traders trade it today, but there's a lot of reversals here. Look, up stock just descending. Okay, DDS, sloppy chart, it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. DKS, 20-cent chart, it still has tails. Still has tails all morning long, 20-cent tails. This one here is down then up with no catalyst. This one here, we played the break, we got taken out. UAL, look, UAL, we still have our 30-something stop loss. Did we get taken out on this? No, we didn't. This one went to 47, but our stop loss is at 36. So we're actually coming back on Micron, a big reversal on an up stock. DVA, a reversal on a down stock. Qualcomm. Intel, big reversal on an up stock. BL, no. No, 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 no. Oh, man. Shoot. I was short 400 at 89. 400 at 40, 89. Look, I'd be breaking even right now if it wasn't for this darn tail. It cost me $118. Anyway. ATUS, an up stock reversing. SRPT, an up stock reversing. HA, Hawaiian Holdings. Down, down, down. Okay. Anyway, so that's the deal today. Not much going on. So get used to having an intense morning or two where you're banging your head against the wall and nothing's happening for you. So it's a good.
You know, it'll make those other days work for a while.
Yeah, well, you're in California, so you know. By the time
I know.
you didn't waste a whole day banging your head. In other words, you know, you just wasted a morning.
Right after this, I'm gonna go take a nap.
This is an interesting chart right here. Right here on this DVA. But so listen, when are you going to download your DOS, by the way?
I was trying to fiddle with that while you were kind of talking about the different stops and starts.
Oh, you did download it though?
Huh?
You did download it though?
I was doing it as you were talking. I was trying to set it up and subscribe. Yeah, I have to subscribe. Right?
Did they send you the hyperlink?
I didn't want to start because you told me to wait the 14-day trial, right?
Yeah, I figured since you're missing tomorrow.
Yeah, should I download it Thursday, like Thursday morning?
Yeah, I think we should get together. Yeah, I know. I was just looking at this trade. This has a long way to go to down. So Kimoon and Matthew, since Joe has got class tomorrow, if you guys want to sit in again tomorrow morning and run this back, I know you guys are on mute right now, but if you want to get together again tomorrow morning, since Joe won't be with us, we could do this again. And So you guys could consider that.
Sounds good. All right, I'll download DOS.
Okay, Matt. Yeah.
Thursday, and then we'll reconnect Thursday.
Yeah, on Thursday morning, let's get together a little earlier, though, so I can set up your layout. Can we get together at, say, 9 o'clock Eastern?
Yeah, I'll be up earlier.
Yeah,
I'll
9, 8,
be
7,
up
6. That's
earlier.
your 6. Yeah, so if you get together at, like, 6, we can set up the platform quickly. And
All right, I'll be online. I'll be online Thursday at 6.
Okay. All right, then. So I'll talk to you then. All right?
I like it. It seems pretty self-explanatory. It honestly looks like a video game.
When you're making money, it's like playing asteroids. Well, I'm dating myself, shit. But anyway, yeah. All right. I'll see you in the morning, Thursday morning. Thank you.
All right,
Bye. Yeah.
You are the last party in the conference.
All right.